What do you need?
Thought I heard something. You're a disgrace to your own kind. You'll need to do better than that. You're dead! Dead!
The fairest horses and the highest quality in Skyrim.
What do you need? Staying out of trouble, kinsman.
City's quiet enough now. When the sun goes down,
This is Mercer Frey's place, and he don't like visitors. Now go away.
Of mine? What is it? I can't believe it. How'd you talk her into this?
Never mind, I don't care. I'm just glad I don't got to work for Maven anymore. Here, you did me a favor. I guess I owe you one. Is someone there?
you started, so I can snap it off.
like the dog brother all over again.
Make it quick.
Cultural club. Gotta keep my eyes out for Mercer.
We've scoured the town and have spoken to every contact we have left. No sign of Mercer. Any luck on your end?
Short's beard. He's going after the eyes of the farmer. That was Gallus' pet project. If he gets his hands on them, you can be certain he'll be gone for good. Set up for life. Agreed. He's taken everything the guild has left, and to go after one of the last greatest heists is just an insult. I've spoken to Carlia and made amends for how the guild's treated her. Now she wishes to speak with both of us. Quickly, we have no time to lose. That's really why. Not now, lad. Carlia said it was important.
No, but I don't think you're going to promise. I promise you. All your questions will be answered. You just have to trust.
Not now, lad. Carlia said it was important.
Mercer's fate. Until a new guildmaster is chosen, the decision falls to you.
I was, but I've come to a decision. Mercer Frey tried to kill Odin. He betrayed the guild, murdered Gallus, and made us question our future. We want to know he's that.
Very careful. Mercer is a nightingale, and an agent of nocturnal.
It's all true. Everything I've heard in stories. The nightingales, their allegiance to Nocturnal, and the Twilight Sepulchre.
That's why we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing. Just outside the rift, beyond the southeast gate is a small park cut up the mountainside. At the end of that park is a clearing, and an old standing stone. I'd ask you both to meet me there.
I have some preparations of my own day. I'll meet you at the stone. I have some preparations of my own day. I'll meet you at the stone.
My husband Mercy will be the death ray. He spends too much time worrying about
Working in a rift in fishery is tough.
Come to see Balin perform miracles with steel. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. If you need any more smithing work, come see me again.
Trouble?
If you're looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with my husband. If you're looking for harmony, I suppose.
I'm glad you're here. This is the headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Frey. If you'll follow me, I'll try to explain on the way. Dallas, Mercer Frey and I were once members of what's known as the Nightingale Trinity. The Trinity disbanded 25 years ago when Mercer Frey betrayed us by slaying Gallus and dumping his body in the ruins of Snowvale Sanctum. Indirectly, the Trinity is usually selected from the ranks of the Guild, although its existence is a closely guarded secret. The Nightingales protect the Temple of Nocturnal, a place known as the Twilight Sepulchre. She's the mistress of night and darkness, and the patron of every thief in Tamriel. Nocturnal isn't one for worship and reverence. There are no priests and no sermons, no services, and no alms. She influences our luck, and in return, demands payment. You're closer to understanding than you realize. The only difference is she doesn't demand payment in the traditional sense, and sometimes the cost can be quite high. Whether you know it or not, Nocturnal dictates how well we perform as rogues. Again, you have to think differently. Haven't you ever noticed how our luck behaves? Like a novice picking an impossible lock, or a blind man suddenly turning to face you as you reach for his pocket. It's through these subtle means that Nocturnal influences us. Nocturnal's whim is the greatest mystery to everyone. There have been volumes written on the subject. Does she exact payment when we die? When we suffer, does she revel in our misery? No one knows. The return certainly seems worth the risk, though. It's my hope that you will, yes. This way, please.
So this is Nightingale Hall. I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed.
The assumption that the Nightingales were just a mythical seed within the guild on purpose. It helped divert attention from our true nature. What's wrong with enough? I can almost hear you growl furrowing.
I'm trying to understand why I'm here, lass. I'm no priest, and I'm certainly not religious. Why pick me?
This isn't about religion, Brynolf. It's business. This is the Nightingale Hall. You were the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Now, if you both received the armor to don the Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath.
Time's wasted, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
They have to install the Nightingale.
Spin, eh? This is enough to make your head spin, eh?
You have me ready for the oath.
Okay, lass, we've got these get-ups on. Now what?
Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a nightingale.
Whoa there, lass. I appreciate the armor, but becoming a nightingale, that was never discussed.
To hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck.
What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms.
The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre.
Aye, there's always a catch. But at this point, I suppose there isn't much to lose. If it means the end of Mercer Frey, you can count me in.
What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal? Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle.
Time's wasted, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get the show on the road.
We'll speak when the oath is complete. We'll speak when the oath is complete. We'll speak when the oath is complete. I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk, and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice.
Ah, Carlia. I was wondering when I'd hear from you again. Lose something, did we?
My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy, to accept responsibility for my failure.
You're already mine, Carlia. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now?
I have two others that wish to transact the oath, to serve you both in life and in death.
You surprise me, Caroline. This offer is definitely weighted in my favor.
My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth and grace.
Revenge. How interesting. Very well. The conditions are acceptable. You may proceed.
Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement in this life and next, until the conditions have been met.
Very well. I name your initiates Nightingale, and I restore your status to the same, Carlisle. And in the future, I suggest you refrain from disappointing me again.
Now that you've transacted the oath, it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime. Mercer was able to unlock the Guild's vault without two keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre, the skeleton key. By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal and, in essence, caused our luck to run dry. Well, yes, but the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access these traits, potential becomes limitless. Good. Then you understand why this is about more than just Mercer's lust for power. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, things will never be the same for the Guild. As time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, Our uncanny luck defines our trade. Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare we set out to return a stolen item to its rightful owner. Before we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him.
Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild. Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild. Carlia and I had a long discussion before you arrived here. Thanks to your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is restoring the Guild to its full strength. As a result, we both feel that you have the potential of replacing Mercer as leader of the Thieves Guild. I've been at this game a long time, my friend. A long time. I've stolen trinkets from nobles and framed priests for murder. I'm good at what I do, maybe even one of the best, but that's all I know. I've never been one to lead, never desired it, never cared for it, don't want it. Well, we have a bit of an errand to run before your coronation, so don't get sentimental on me now. Then it's decided, when this is all over and Delvin's contacts assure me that we've regained our footing in Skyrim, we'll handle the details. Until then, we have quite the task ahead. I've been poring over the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the Falmer are in the dwarven ruins at Erkenthand. Carlia and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lad. This will be a fight to remember. If you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no, but now I think our chances have improved. Look, call me crazy if you like, but I trust Carlia. I don't think she'd lead us down a suicidal path. Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade than spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other way. Aye, and some of what Carlia said is starting to make sense. Mercer may have damaged our reputation and raided our coffers. This goes well beyond even his twisted form of larceny. Old Delvin kept calling it a curse, and we all laughed at him. Looks like the joke's on us. Until next we meet, lad.
There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops. Never is.
bring me anything? Wow, thanks, Papa. Oh, stop teasing me.
Hello, my love. Yes, my love? We have a cozy little prophet. Here. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Goodbye, my love.
Wraith is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Yes, my love? Would you?
Spare a coin for a poor old beggar? Divine smile on you, bud. What business do college mages have a place like Sacrament? This one all night.
Thanks again for helping reopen the East Empire Company. Fear not. Come dragon or giant, we'll be ready.
Mercer's been here. I hope we aren't too late. Brynjolf and I found him like that. Mercer's doing. We have to catch up to him before it's too late. We should tread carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us. What's that? It's Mercer. Look, down there.
I'm on it, boss. Damn it, there's no way through.
He's toying with us. He wants us to follow.
Aye, lass. We'll be ready for him. Let's keep moving.
Wait.
I'll get no corner.
I will bring you darkness.
You ever seen anything like it in your life, lass?
I'll say that I have. Imagine the riches hidden within these walls.
Come on, show me you've got what it takes.
I will defeat you!
I just as you die before I let Mercer get those gems.
What was that? Seems nothing after all.
That's what happens when you cross the guild.
This is where we saw Mercer. We must be getting close.
No mercy for the weak.
heard something. There you are.
close. I live another day. Ourselves.
And is he?
He's here, and he hasn't seen us yet. Brynjolf, watch the door.
Eyeless. Nothing's get by me.
Climb down the ledge. See if you can...
Carlisle, when will you learn you can't get the drop on me? When Brynjolf brought you before me, I could feel a sudden shift in the wind. At that moment, I knew it would end with one of us at the end of a blade. What's Carlisle been filling your head with? Tales of thieves with honor? Oaths right with falsehoods and broken promises? Nocturnal doesn't care about you, the key, or anything having to do with the guild. Wait a moment. Do I detect a hint of genuine avarice from this noble thief? Perhaps Carlisle and Brynjolf misjudged you, and your true nature is no different than my own. It's clear you'll never see the skeleton key as I do, as an instrument of limitless wealth. Instead, you've chosen to follow your own foolish code. Then the die is cast, and once again my blade will taste nightingale blood. Carlisle? I'll deal with you after I rid myself of your irksome companions. In the meantime, perhaps you and Brynjolf should get better acquainted.
What's happening? I'm sorry, I can't.
it's over. 25 years in exile, and just like that, it's done. All that remains is to ensure the safe return of the skeleton key. I'm afraid it's not that simple. When the skeleton key was stolen from the Twilight Sepulchre, our access to the inner sanctum was removed. The only way to bring it back will be through the Pilgrim's Path. It wasn't created for the nightingales. It was created to test those who wish to serve Nocturnal in other ways. As a consequence, I have no knowledge of what you'll be facing. Brynjolf is needed back at the Thieves Guild to keep order while you're away. And I can't bear to face Nocturnal after my failure to protect the key. I'm afraid you'll have to face the end of your journey alone. Take this with you. I'm not certain if it will help within the walls of the Sepulchre, but I certainly don't need it as much as you. I've had this bow almost my entire life, and it's never let me down. I hope it brings you the same luck.
Sorry, lad. I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time. Sorry, lad. I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time.
All ears!
You're back!
Long life to you.
Could you give me an allowance? Thanks, Pa!
Long life to you. On, we have a cozy little prophet. Here, this is your share, love. Take a look. Goodbye, my love.
Braith has a big meaning. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Got some good looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Well, we've got small. Take a look. Good doing business with you.
What do you need, my friend? Hello, my love. Back from some adventure, I bet.
I don't recognize you, but I sense that you're one of us. Who are you? The last of the Nightingale Sentinels, I'm afraid. I've defended the Sepulchre alone for what seems like an eternity. We were betrayed by one of our own kind. In fact, I'm to blame for what's happened here. I was blinded by dark treachery masquerading as friendship. Perhaps if I had been more vigilant, then Mercer Frey wouldn't have lured me to my fate and stolen the skeleton key. I haven't heard that name in a long time. How do you know of me? The key! You have the skeleton key! I never thought I'd see it again. And Mercer Frey? Then it's over, and my death wasn't in vain. I owe you a great deal, Nightingale. That's quite a noble sentiment for someone in in your line of work. My only regret is that you had to undertake this task alone. Carlyle? She's still alive? I feared she'd befallen the same fate, ending up a victim of Mercer's betrayal. Nothing would bring me more pride than to return the key, but I'm afraid it's impossible. From the moment I arrived here, I felt myself, dying. The Sepulchre isn't merely a temple or a vault to house the key. Within these walls is the Evermere, a conduit to Nocturnal's realm of Everglow. When Mercer stole the key, that conduit closed, severely limiting our ties to her. I'm afraid so. I'm weakening, and I can feel myself slipping away. The years without restoration of my power have taken their toll. Whatever damage has been caused can only be corrected by following the pilgrim's path to the Evermere and replacing the key. I wish I could help you, but I've been a prisoner in this very chamber for the last quarter century. The only possible help I've come across are the remains of some poor fellow who is trying to follow in your footsteps. Perhaps his journal can help? Whatever is affecting the Nightingale Sentinels is starting to affect me too. As I get closer to the Evermere, I begin to feel myself slipping away. Even right this moment, I feel strange, when I don't think I should be feeling anything at all. With the Evermere closed, and their sun severance from the realm of Everglow, I fear they've undergone a drastic change. They're shadows of their former selves. They no longer remember their true purpose or their original identities. My spirit didn't manifest itself in the Sepulchre immediately, so fortunately I wasn't present when the Evermere was sealed. However, ever since that day, I felt my power waning, slowly draining away. The Evermere is a conduit through which Nocturnal influences our world, not through magic or blessings, but purely through luck. Yes, absolutely. Your skill is your own. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. But Nocturnal, she influences our luck. Nearly imperceptible assistance we get when we ply our trade. Think about the Guild. about the state it was in when you began. Think about all the little things you might have heard. A pick breaking when it shouldn't have. The clouds in the nighttime sky clearing at the wrong moment. Our access to those bits of luck are what separates us from common bandits. Precisely. There are a few who still call nocturnal Lady Luck, and for good reason. Good luck, Nightingale. No one hides from the dead.
moments, one tends to lose track. So, once again, the key has been stolen, and a champion returns it to the sepulchre. Now that the Ebonir has been restored, you stand before me awaiting your accolades. A pat on your head, a kiss on your cheek. What you fail to realize is your actions were expected and represent nothing more than the fulfillment of your agreement. Don't mistake my tone for displeasure. After all, you've obediently performed your duties to the letter. But we both know this has little to do with honor and oaths and loyalty. It's about the reward, the prize. Fear not. You'll have your trinkets, your desire for power, your hunger for wealth. I bid you to drink deeply from the Ebonir mortal, for this is where the agent of Nocturnal is born. The oath has been struck, the die has been cast, and your fate awaits you in the Everrealm. Farewell, seek my peace through this time, won't you?
I'm glad you were able to bring the key back safely. Nocturnal seemed quite pleased with your efforts. I wouldn't take that to heart. It's her way. Think of her as a scolding mother continually pushing you harder to be successful, outwardly sounding angry, but silently content. I assure you, had she been displeased with you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The circles at the base of the Ebonir imbue you with powers befitting a nightingale agent. The crescent moon represents the agent of shadow, the half moon for the agent of subterfuge, and the full moon for the agent of strife. This is Nocturnal's way of maintaining balance. If you ever feel the need to change your abilities, you can return to the sepulchre and step onto a different circle. Be warned that once you've chosen, you can't reselect for at least a day. Now, your life as a nightingale begins. Should the need arise, you'll be summoned to the sepulchre in order to defend it. The guild has welcomed me back with open arms. I feel like a void in my life has finally been filled. I only hope that this isn't an ending to things, but actually the beginning. Why, perhaps the greatest crime spree Skyrim's ever known. There are pockets brimming with coin and coffers overflowing with riches ripe for the picking. We may be nightingales, but in our hearts we're still thieves, and we're damn good at what we do. This agent of strife can send forth a tendril of pure darkness into the heart of another, causing great injury to them. And at the same time, this tether will bolster the agent's own life force, making him stronger. The agent of subterfuge utilizes shadow to cloud the judgment of those around him. By weaving the darkness to their will, this agent can manipulate others into fighting for the nightingale for a limited time. The agent of stealth is the master of remaining unseen. They are able to manipulate the darkness and use it to their advantage. On moonlit nights or in darkened rooms, this agent literally becomes invisible. Choose your path, your journey will be complete. Alice! I feared I would never see you again. I was afraid you'd become like the others.
If it were not for the actions of this nightingale, your fears would have come true. He honors us all.
What will you do now, my love?
Nocturnal calls me to the Everrealm. My contract has been fulfilled.
Will I ever see you again?
When your debt to Nocturnal has been paid, we'll embrace once again.
Farewell, Gallus. Eyes open. walk with the shadows.
Goodbye, Carlisle.
Yes, Nightingale? What is it? Farewell. Eyes open, and walk with the shadows.
It's good to see you in one piece, lad. I just wanted to give you a proper thank you for everything you've done. The guild is back on its feet again, and on its way to a prosperous future. What's become of the skeleton key? That's it then. After all those years of helplessly watching the guild decline, but enough of that. I'm confident that with you in charge, we'll soon have more gold than we could possibly spend. I'll be down here, trying to coordinate everything with Delvin and Vex, to make sure the coin keeps flowing, and no one skims. If you still feel like doing some jobs, I'm sure Delvin and Vex have more than their fair share to give out. Either way, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Here's to the future of the guild. May it last another 1,000 years.
Interest you in some marksman training?